Are you thinking about making the move to Tulsa, Oklahoma? In today's video, we're going to go over the cost of living in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 2025. Now, we are going to look at the numbers, but we're not going to look at just the numbers. We're going to look at the quality of life too, because there's the cost of living and then there's your quality of life. Now, according to US News and World Reports, Oklahoma ranks number 5 as the most affordable states to live in, and Tulsa, Oklahoma consistently lands below the national average for cost of living when it comes to housing and everyday cost and gas prices. So for my clients that are relocating from places like California and Colorado and Dallas, Fort Worth, Delaware, all over the country, Tulsa isn't just more affordable, it's where their life gets a serious upgrade. And a lot of times, you guys don't even realize it till you get here and I start showing you houses. So the numbers tell you that yes, Tulsa is more affordable, but that's actually not the real story. The real story is what you get for your money, the kinds of homes, the experiences, the time, the freedom that make our clients say that they feel like they elevated their lifestyle by moving here. And that's what I'm going to help you uncover today. Hi, I'm Sabrina Shaw. I'm a local real estate agent here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And my team and I, we make these videos for you to give you that insider view from the lifestyle to the neighborhoods, to the communities, to the pros and the cons and everything in between. And in full transparency, we do this so that when you're thinking about making that move to Tulsa, Oklahoma, instead of reaching out to some random agent on Zillow, you'll reach out and you'll call us. You'll talk to me or you'll talk to somebody on my team. And it doesn't matter if you're moving in 9 days, 90 days, or 9 months. It's never too early and it's never too late to give us a call. And we specialize in helping relocation buyers like you not only find that perfect house, but find the perfect house in the perfect area, in the neighborhood that meets your specific needs. And for a relocation buyer, that's invaluable. By the end of this video, you will have everything that you need to know straight from somebody who lives here and works here and helps clients just like you every single day make that seamless move to Tulsa, Oklahoma from everywhere in the country. Okay, we have to start with housing because that's what gets everyone searching Tulsa in the first place. And what I want you to know is what I'm giving you are stats, but they're not average or generic stats. Whenever I'm making a video, I research Google, I research, the GPTs and the Claudes and all that. And it surprises me so much what comes up a lot of times. And a lot of times the information is just incorrect or just a very generic representation. So we are going to go beyond that. So I'm going to give you real accurate information. I am pulling these housing numbers for you directly from the Greater Tulsa Association of Realtors, MLS Technology, Inc. These are the actual most up-to-date numbers as of the time I'm recording this video. Now, I'm recording this video in October, but we're seeing September numbers, and that's because in housing data is always a month behind. So stay with me here because I'm gonna start with average home prices, and that's to anchor you to our quality and what you can get. And I'm doing this because I'm going to show you the numbers, but we're gonna start showing the story of the numbers. I know that most of y'all that reach out to me, are looking in much higher price points, but I promise starting at the average price point is completely worth it. It really tells the story of your suburbs. So, according to MLS Technology, Inc., as of September 2025, the average home price in Tulsa is $304,000 for the month of September 2025. In Broken Arrow, it's $322,650. In Bixby, it's $473,212. In Jenks, it's $387,832. In Owasso, it's $388,672. And in Midtown Tulsa, it's $532,465. But when I take out the condos, then that average price goes to $717,476. Bixby, Oklahoma is our most expensive suburb, and that's because there is so much new construction there. Starting 2020, Bixby really just had a ton of farmland and it just really took off in growth. So there is so much new construction there. The school district is one of the top ranking school districts in Oklahoma. Actually, the Bixby football team got ranked number 1 in the country. Look that up, that is wild. They're really fabulous. But that's going to be your higher price suburb. You're gonna have homes with bigger lots and again, a lot more new construction options. But Midtown Tulsa is going to be your most expensive area. And I'll talk about Midtown a bit more in a minute. And I always want to show you, I want to always give you like the most accurate representation that I can, especially from you when you're watching not actually in the area. So this was just a 1 month average sales price, but really we need to look at a rolling 12 months to give a full story, because it kind of doesn't tell the true story of the suburbs in the order of their price points. So when I do a rolling 12 months, we really get a more accurate picture of the average price. So for Tulsa, it's $303,540, so almost the same. Broken Arrow, same thing, $336,727. Bixby, $440,803. So it did go down a little bit. So Bixby is still the highest priced suburb, but it's not at that 470 rate. Jenks, $415,435. Owasso, $384,429. And then Midtown Tulsa, $615,138. And then when I take out the condos, $777,310. So again, the rankings are pretty similar, but Bixby isn't as high as it was in September for the average home price. And Jenks is the second priced highest suburb. Then, Midtown is your highest priced area. And Midtown is completely, you have 100-year-old plus houses, or, you have houses that are, around 100 years old. Some are older, some are newer. The most walkable area, you're close to more the local restaurants, the local gyms. You're close to Utica Square for shopping. You're close to the Gathering Place, the Philbrook Museum, which I'm going to talk more about in a bit, but your proximity to everything. And then just you've got a lot more trees. You've got houses that have different architectural styles. You have these beautiful lawns. So Midtown is just its own little area. And it's so funny. People from Midtown, like, they think out in the suburbs is super far away. Whereas if you live in the suburbs, you have no problem going to Midtown. You have no problem traveling to the other suburbs. But Midtown people are used to just their, 10, 15 minutes get everywhere, and you can walk a lot of places. Okay, so I know numbers can make your eyes glaze up, but it is a cost of living video, so we are going to be talking a lot about numbers. That's our average price point. And as you can see, what you get in your average price point is nice. Like, that's a great house. I was with a family that came in from Delaware this past weekend, and we started a house that was $390,000. They're like, that would be like $1 million in Delaware. And so just what you can get is completely different. Now I want to show you what happens when we move up your budget. Because when we are looking in that, a lot of people will come and they'll see what we have, and you'll see these average price houses and you're like, yep, I could live there, that's fine. Then we show you, the $500,000 to $600,000 range. And you're like, wow, this would be, $800,000 in California. This would be $800,000, in parts of Denver, and it wouldn't be as nice. So you're getting just this amazing quality, nice houses, not massive yards, but not a small little tiny yard, like probably 0.2 acres, which is a good size. The dogs can run, the kids can play, you can put a little playground there. Neighborhoods are nice, and our HOAs, for the most part, are not crazy. You're going to have, I would say, most neighborhoods you're going to have probably around a $500 a year HOA. Some neighborhoods with more amenities, it's going to be maybe higher, like 1,100, 800 to 1,100. A lot of you guys don't want HOAs, but when you think about an HOAs are not accurate with how HOAs are here in the Tulsa area. So yes, the price of $500,000 to $600,000 range is incredible. And then when we go to that $800,000 range and we cross into, really where luxury is in Tulsa, $800,000 of course and above, that is where it gets really exciting. And I just love watching you guys when I take you in. So in that $800,000 price point, you have new construction options, and then you've got pre-owned options. So when we have that new construction, you're going to have beautiful finishes, a beautiful house. Your yard's going to be smaller. You're not going to get like the big lot in that $800,000 range with new construction. Now, if you were buying pre-owned, you get the larger lots, usually, 0.25 acres to half an acre, even more. You're going to be able to have a pool. You're going to have a theater room. You're going to have like 4,000 plus square feet, a very nice high quality house. Probably could use a light refresh. Some don't in that price range. Some could use a light refresh, but what you get for your money is amazing. And then once we get to that $1 million to, $1.25 $5 million plus price range. Wow, that is where I totally blow your socks off when you guys see our builders and you're like, wait, you get this in Tulsa? How do your builders build like this? If you've watched any of our home tours, you will see, I mean, the craftsmanship, the design, the style, it is something that is totally unexpected, that totally blows you away. And the price that you can get it for here, yes, it's expensive. I mean, you're spending $1 million plus, but you know, you're getting some land, you're getting a great neighborhood, you are getting design that is just off the charts, delicious and unbelievable. So I love getting to show off our builders. I do want to caveat this with another thing. When you're Googling, when you're trying to research an area, you know, of course you Google, of course you chat now. And when I look up top new construction luxury builders or top new construction builders, guys, what you're getting, I do not agree with at all. I'm honestly surprised at the list. So you've got to remember, Google and chat, you know, they are not the Bible, so don't take that. Don't take that list as what it is. Reach out. We're actually getting ready to start a builder series. I am recording my first episode today just to give you a more intimate feel of the different builders, but definitely based on, you know, what you're looking for, your price range, what city you want to build in, your personality type factor into, you know, the different builders that I would recommend for you to make, you know, to make sure you have an amazing experience. And you have some great ones to choose from. And, you know, based on what you're looking for and what you like, we can set you up with the different builders to, you know, to interview and see. And it's amazing. It's such a, you know, for the most part, it's a great experience if you listen to us. So the great thing about Tulsa is the Tulsa area has some of the top school districts in Oklahoma. So you have Bixby, you've got Jenks, you've got Broken Arrow, you've got Owasso, all top rated school districts. We have fantastic private schools too. Cassia Hall, Holland Hall, Lincoln Christian, Metro Christian, lots of private school options. And then Oklahoma is a strong homeschool state too. So there are several families that come in and want homeschooling options, and Oklahoma provides a lot in that sense too. So as far as education goes, there is education to meet any type of need that you need. So now that you got a sneak peek about the housing and how far your dollar will stretch and what you can actually get for that price point, now let's talk about how you live, because Tulsa's biggest luxury is not the price per square foot. It is the cost of your time. And I will always say that time is the one thing we can't make more of, we can never get back, and time is our most precious commodity. And when you're living in the Tulsa area, coming from densely populated metros like LA or Austin or Dallas-Fort Worth or Denver, and the traffic is crazy, spending, you know, my clients tell me spending at least an hour in traffic there and back, which is 10 hours a week, which is 40 hours a month, which is an entire work week in traffic. So when you come to Tulsa, our population is smaller. The Tulsa Metro is 1 million. Dallas's population, I believe it's 8 million people. I'm gonna fact check that, but it's just crazy, like the difference. So there is just, yeah, we don't have everything that Dallas does, thank goodness, because it is crazy there. I do go to Dallas a lot because it's a short drive. It's like I can get there in, you know, 4.5 hours. But oh my goodness, it is crazy, and it is a faster paced, and Tulsa, Oklahoma is a slower paced, but it's still elevated and it's still got some really cool culture I'm gonna tell you about. But your life here, because it's a slower pace, because you're not spending hours and hours in traffic, think of how that changes your life. You know, if you're in Midtown, if you're in, you know, the center of the suburbs, it's going to take you, you know, 15, 20 minutes to get anywhere. If you're on the outer suburbs, 30 minutes, you know, max. So cut your car time from a quarter to half of that, which is huge. That's getting so much of your life back. You're home for dinner. You're getting to watch your kids' sports games, or you're getting to watch your kids' activities. You are, you know, getting to walk your dog at sunset instead of being stuck, you know, just staring at traffic lights, just being head to head. So that, my friends, is where Tulsa really shines. You get the space and the ease of a smaller city, but guess what? You still have all those you still have all the big city amenities, which is a big surprise to you guys. You get the slower pace, you get your time back, and you still have culture, and you still have amazing restaurants, and you still have all the shopping that you need. You know, imagine you can spend the work week, you know, you can spend your mornings working remotely. You can do it at the lodge, at the gathering place, which is completely beautiful. One of our local coffee shops, you've got Shades of Brown in Brookside, you've got Double Shot downtown. There are local coffee shops everywhere that have such a good feel where you could work from. You know, at lunch, you could go shopping at Utica. You've got Saks Fifth Avenue, you've got White House Black Market. They're putting in an Arrow, which I'm so excited about. You've got Tulsa Hills, which has Target and Marshalls and Best Buy, Hobby Lobby. You go to Brookside, you have local boutiques, Free People, and then tons of delicious local restaurants to stop at for lunch. And then grab happy hour or dinner on your way home. So when you're coming from a major metro, again, it's not just about saving money. It is about elevating your lifestyle, and you truly do, and building really a better life. Because in Tulsa, not only does your money stretch further, but your life does. You get like this breathing room, and it's amazing. And the more I travel and the more I'm at other places, the more I realize how special Tulsa is. And it's not boring, and there's always something that you can do. There's always something. You can be active, you can watch live music, you can sit, you know, you can enjoy the outdoors. There's just so much to do. Okay, now let's dive into what everyday life really costs you in Tulsa, because I want you to feel not just the affordability, but I want you to feel the value. So according to salary.com 2025, Tulsa's cost of living is about 15% lower than the national average, and housing is roughly 20% lower. But again, full disclosure, those are national calculators. They've got generic information. They give you average estimates. When I was looking for average utility estimates, I felt like they were inaccurately low. So I wanted to pull like real world numbers from our local market. And so my youngest son lives in a 2,500 square foot house in Jenks, and his combined utility bills with electric, gas, water, trash, sewer, and internet are approximately $450 a month. Now it's super cool, like Alaska, cold all the time. That is that utility bill, and that house is probably, I think it's a 2018. When you're getting newer construction, your utility bills will go down a little bit because the houses are more energy efficient. For us, living in a 3,500 square foot home with a pool, our summer electric bills run around $400 a month. In the winter, they're about $150. In the winter, our gas is about $200 a month. In the summer, it's about $100. Our water, trash, and sewer is combined $100 a month, and then we spend about $70 a month on fiber. So our average utility bills this past month were $550. So the takeaway is, and when you're looking at the utilities, the national averages, it's showing like $200. So I just want to give you a real idea. So the utilities are lower, but they're not drastically lower. So I don't feel like you're going to save a ton of money in utilities unless you're at one of those super high price states, which, you know, a lot of you guys are. What's significant is what you're getting for your cost, your large home, your pool, your high quality lifestyle. That's the value, not necessarily the day-to-day savings, because those don't add up as much. Although when you talk about gasoline, as of today, a gallon of regular gasoline was $2.47. I have premium gas, which is $3.15. And then we have Tesla charging stations and things like that as well. Okay, so onto groceries and everyday shopping. This is really funny too, because you guys are surprised. You're like, Costco, and you have Trader Joe's, and you have Whole Foods. Yes, and yes, we have all of those. We also have Reese's, which is our local grocery store. And here's what I found just doing the apps, like I was going to pick it up in the cart. So as of October 2025, at Reese's, you can get a gallon of milk for $3.19, a dozen eggs for $2.49. At Whole Foods, a gallon of milk is $4.99. and $4.49 for a dozen eggs. So you get to keep your favorite grocery routines, you keep the brands and the quality that you're used to without paying those elevated prices. So you're not missing out. So you're keeping the brands and the quality that you're used to without paying those elevated prices. Although my brother-in-law, who's a pilot at United, he just, every time, my sister and I love going to Whole Foods. We love going to Trader Joe's too. And every time we go to Whole Foods, he's like, all right, you guys are going to whole paycheck. And so, Whole Foods is more expensive, but I love it. So again, the theme here is you're not trading lifestyle for affordability. You're still getting the things that you're used to. You don't have to give that up. And a lot of people think when they're thinking of Oklahoma or Tulsa, Oklahoma, that they're not going to have anything and they're going to give those things up. And we did do a cost of living film last year. We went in Trader Joe's, we went in Reese's, we went in Whole Foods, and we just, price different things for you guys to see. I keep telling you that there's surprises, but again, you're just taken off, if you don't know Tulsa, you're taken off guard. And so when people move here, you expect Tulsa to be, affordable, probably friendly, but you don't expect how sophisticated it feels. So Tulsa was once considered the oil capital of the world. And because of that, we had, we didn't have typical migration. So instead of, people traveling from the South and, the bordering states, people were coming from the East Coast, people were coming from the West Coast. And so we had a lot of money put into the Tulsa area. We have one of the largest Art Deco architectural collections in the world. We have beautiful buildings. Downtown has beautiful buildings. You'll have to do a Tulsa tour with my friend Becky DeVore. She's amazing. They have tunnel tours. Because there's underground Tulsa tunnels. There's just some cool stuff. But sorry, that was a caveat. Kind of how Tulsa came to be and why Midtown Tulsa has so many estates and beautiful homes, and that was all because of oil. So when you're here, we have Saks Fifth Avenue, we have White House Black Market, we've got Arrow coming to Utica Square. Utica Square is our high-end shopping center. There's shopping centers, we have Home Goods, we have TJ Maxx, we have Marshalls, we have Lowe's, we have Best Buy. Any kind of chain that you want to go to, we have the access to. We have the shopping. In Jenks, we've got the premium outlet mall that has Kate Spade, Michael Kors, Nike, Abercrombie & Fitch. Plus again, we have the Costco and Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. Then we have these adorable locally owned boutiques, and that gives Tulsa so much character, the small business. And it's not just shopping, our food scene is amazing. We have the Tulsa Performing Arts Center where there are Broadway tours. My girlfriends and I love to do that for girls' night. Our most recent night out at the Tulsa Performing Arts Center, we saw Wicked, which was so good. We started it in the Raw View, which is on the rooftop, and it was so fun and amazing. So if you're gonna have, a nice dinner and a glass of wine, you're gonna spend about $45 for a meal. And tickets you can get, anywhere starting at like $45 all the way up to $2,000 for tickets to a Broadway show. We've got the Tulsa Ballet. The Philbrook Museum of Art is another favorite. The collections are renowned. The grounds are completely breathtaking. Philbrook is an Italian-style villa that was once owned by oil baron Wade Phillips, and he and his wife Genevieve donated their 72-bedroom mansion and 25 acres of grounds to Tulsa in 1938. And there is always things to do there. So a ticket to get in and see the art, adults are $18 and kids are $8, or you can get a season pass. And if you get a season pass, then when they have, music on the patio or movies on the lawn or events like that, because they have a lot of events, and you can get in free. Otherwise it's going to be like a $5 charge to get in. They've got, sunset yoga, storytelling for the kids, art for the kids. So just all different kinds of things that go on at Philbrook. And it's just a completely beautiful place to be. You've got the Woody Guthrie Center and the Bob Dylan Center. Woody Guthrie Center tickets are $12, kids are free. The Bob Dylan Center tickets are $15, kids are free. It's across the street from Guthrie Green, which is another really cool place. This is all in downtown Tulsa, the Tulsa Arts District. And at Guthrie Green, there'll be, ballet on the lawn, symphony on the lawn, music on the lawn, movies on the lawn. They just have a lot of things to bring people down. You've got food trucks that come every Wednesday. You've got the First Friday Art Crawl in the Arts District, and that is, really neat. You have artists, open on the side. You've got the local restaurants open, some cool bars, a lot of patios. You're close to Driller Stadium, which is our minor league baseball team. Just so much cool stuff. And the art crawl, the art crawl's free. And for you live music fans, there's Kane's Ballroom. There are small venues like the Mercury Lounge. There's the Church Studio. There's the BOK Center that hosts like major artists. There's music that you can go see like almost every day of the week. And a lot of people explain Tulsa as Nashville was before it was commercialized. So really some cool, I've got a podcast coming up with one of my friends, Mark Radcliffe, and he does a great job talking about the music scene. And so it's really cool. But tickets are going to be, $45 on it. So you can have, a great fun night of entertainment for, pretty inexpensively. If you're more into the sports and the outdoors, you'll love how much there is to do. The Tulsa Drillers baseball team, and sometimes there'll be free tickets, sometimes there'll be discounted tickets. You can spend $15 to $50 depending on where you sit. But a very cool, such a cool stadium, and they have the FC Tulsa there too. They'll have concerts, they'll have college games. Very neat. If you want to golf at one of our country clubs, there's, Cedar Ridge, the Patriot Club. You can go to La Fortune. Golfing with a cart is going to be anywhere from $15 to $48 a person, depending on, what day you go and what time. You can paddleboard or kayak at Zinc Lake, ranging from $40 to $55. Go to the Gathering Place for free, and you can walk around and you can enjoy, and it's just completely beautiful. You can go to Turkey Mountain. You can, run at river parks, bike at river parks, rollerblade. The hiking at Turkey Mountain is really great, and then their biking, their mountain biking is good. People come from all over the United States for their mountain biking. And remember, here's something that I want every relocation buyer to remember is you are, 15 to 30 minutes max out from anything. So the ease of getting to do all this stuff, after work or on the weekends is so possible. Okay, back to the not fun stuff, cost of living. Let's talk about taxes and insurance. So starting with property taxes, Oklahoma's property tax is, considerably lower than the national average at 0.87%. Tulsa, Oklahoma, and their surrounding suburbs are going to be higher. You're going to pay between 1.1 and 1.35%. You've got a lot more services based on, school systems too. So you're paying more than you would in, the rural parts of Oklahoma because you have access to so much more. And one thing that I want you to know on property taxes is when you're looking, a lot of you guys look, at Zillow and you see property taxes. When you're looking at new construction, often those property taxes will show super low. Well, that's because it was based on the land tax the previous year. So if the house wasn't built yet when it was put on the MLS, it's just going to be pulling tax records for that land. So, just be sure that you're calculating properly because the property taxes will be based on your purchase price. Now, our taxes are prorated, so you'll get that full year where taxes won't have changed yet, but that following year, your taxes will increase. And that will happen too when you're looking at, maybe a really nice house that is higher priced but hasn't been sold since 2019 before we got that high appreciation. And so you just know that you're going to be paying taxes on the purchase price that following year. So you need to budget for that. Sales tax inside the Tulsa city limits. Your combined sales tax is 8.517%. That's straight from the city of Tulsa. So the state of Oklahoma, we have a 4.5% sales tax rate. Tulsa County is 0.367%, and the city of Tulsa is 3.65%. So when you add that up, you're at 8.517%. Our income taxes, Oklahoma has a state income tax with 6 brackets going from, 0.25% to 4.75%. So my clients that are relocating, you're going to be in that 4.75% tax bracket, which is, a lot lower than states like California and New York and Colorado. And that balance, the income tax for the state, really helps your effective tax load. There's one area where we don't rank well, and that is for homeowners insurance. According to Bankrate of September 2025, the average homeowner's premium in Oklahoma is $4,613 per year. Tulsa's average is lower at $3,977. That's a lot higher than the national average of $2,800. And the reason is the weather risk. Tulsa, we have hailstorms and strong winds, occasional severe storms. We don't have, like, watch my weather video talking about tornadoes. Like the Tulsa area, we really have those like EF0, EF1. We don't have the severe tornadoes like you get in that Oklahoma City Moore area where they get some devastating tornadoes. We really don't see that here. But we do have severe weather. For me, thunderstorms, like, I love them. It's comfy for me. I love getting to, be working inside on my computer when there's a thunderstorm and hearing the thunder. One of my clients from Colorado, the first thunderstorm she was in, she was like, oh my goodness, it was like a bomb. She's like, it was so loud. And it was just so funny because I don't even wake up for them. But yeah, they're loud, but we're safe. But our weather is why our rates are higher. But it's also very dependent. Like, I can't give you a rule of thumb. It is going to be dependent on the house, the age of the roof, because that's going to be when we're doing inspections on your house, and that's going to be something to look at because that will affect your insurance, is the age of the roof. And when you're getting insurance, you need to make sure that you have a policy where that roof replacement is possible. And your credit score is going to play a huge part in that. So most of my clients are really getting pretty good insurance rates, better than the average Oklahoma rate. Okay, so even with insurance factored in, Tulsa considerably ranks among the most affordable metros in the country. And then especially when you take into account everything that we have, and when you combine that with the quality of life, it's unbeatable. You have those short commutes, you have the access to the great food, you have access to the shopping you want, you have access to outdoor living. You've got 4 seasons. We have a lovely spring and fall. So when you come out and visit, you will see why our clients tell us that they feel like moving here elevates their lifestyle, like they're getting a raise. So yes, property taxes are moderate. Sales taxes lean a little high. Home insurance is expensive. Our income tax is nice, and our housing is amazing, and the lifestyle is fantastic. So the Tulsa, Oklahoma area and our surrounding suburbs, I think they check those boxes. So in my opinion, Tulsa still stands as one of the most balanced, most affordable, most rewarding places to live in the country. You have that easy lifestyle. You have beautiful housing. You get your time back. And again, if you're thinking about making that move to Tulsa, Oklahoma, reach out to us. We make these videos for you. It doesn't matter if you're moving in 9 days, 90 days, or 9 months. It's never too early, and it's never too late to give us a call. You'll talk to me or you'll talk to somebody on my team. But we would love to show you around Tulsa and help you fall in love.